She seemed cheerful in her daily life and tireless in her work, but inside, she was experiencing a terrible emptiness. No one knew about her feeling of isolation.
The letter she wrote document the loneliness she endured over a period of 6 decades.
¿Qué pasa, cómo está mi gente? I am Zay Zay, and welcome to another banging interview. Today, I have the privilege of sitting with a wonderful actress. I mean, you guys have seen her in all kinds of things. Better with Beckham, remember that one? She's here right now with me. And right now, she's starring in The Letters that's coming out this Friday. Miss Juliet Stevenson, how are you?
Hello, Zay Zay. I'm well, thank you.
Good. Oh my gosh, it's so good to meet you.
Lovely
I
to
saw
meet you.
this movie, and it really touched me. Was it a daunting task to play such a beloved figure?
Yes, it was daunting, but I like a challenge. You know, I think what's more daunting is thinking, oh God, here's this another sort of samey, boring role. I've got to try and make it interesting. I mean, this role is so interesting. Even, you know, just to start with, she's a legend, as you say. She's an icon. So the first question is, but who is she really? You know, who is the real woman living, breathing behind this icon? And and for me, not easy, because I'm not obvious casting. You know, I'm 7 inches taller than she was. I'm a lot bigger than she was. You know, I'm not a Catholic. So, yeah, a big transformation.
Dear Father Van Exem, never in all my life did I know there was such suffering in the world as I have seen here. On the train, the voice was very clear. I must leave the solace of the convent and give my life to serve the poorest of the poor.
Sister, it's not safe for you to be out here. These people are hungry, desperate.
You know, cloistered nuns cannot go outside the walls.
But I must do something.
Are you Sister Theresa? There are so many people interested in knowing more about you.
If you want to write a story, look outside. The poor are everywhere.
Christian woman, you are not welcome here!
She's evil.
I may not be wanted here, but I am needed.
Very often, you know, the further you have to go to play somebody, the more liberating it is. It's a strange thing. Yeah. And people, you know, when you see actors released from playing roles that are very similar to them, you often see them working at their best. I'm not saying that about this, but
Right.
it's very liberating to play somebody very, very different from yourself.
I can imagine. Did it change you in any way? Like, because I know that as actors, you have to be in your character for long periods of time, especially during shooting days. Did it actually kind of overtake you, at least for a time?
Yeah, I mean, there's a sort of strange hybrid, you know. You become a sort of halfway house between the person, you know, you and the person you're playing. I mean, my kids often say, Mum, who are you playing at the moment? Because you're kind of being weird. Were you playing a Scottish person? My daughter can always tell when I'm on the phone to somebody, because she says, are you on the phone to a Scottish person? Because you're talking Scottish, or you're talking Irish, or you're talking Spanish, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you do end up absorbing a lot of who you're
Right.
playing when you're playing them.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that. In India, spending long hours filming in that sari, that white sari with the blue band, and filming in a slum amongst the sorts of people, the very poor, destitute people who she spent her life with, that was extraordinary. It felt like life and fiction had sort of, you know, blurred at times, and particularly when it was blurred for them. I mean, the moments when people came and dropped to my feet and touched the hem of my garment and walked on, and I realized that for some reason they thought, even though they could see the film crew and the cameras and they know she's died, but they still, for her, I was, for a moment, just by dint of being in that iconic sari, that was very moving and extraordinary.
This work is far more difficult than I had imagined it would be. How long will my heart suffer?
She was first and foremost a teacher.
We welcome your new order to the Catholic Diocese of Calcutta. Mother Theresa.
You are quite obviously a fan. I mean, you're television, radio, dramas even, movies, stage. Is it safe to say that you're a fan of acting? That is just kind of...
Well, if I'm not a fan of acting, then I've been wasting my time. I do. I love telling other people's stories. I love being other people and finding out, A, how different they are, but also where we're all similar. You know, it's a very humanizing job in a way, because you can't judge the character you play, you just have to understand them.
Yeah.
And if we spent less time judging people and more time understanding them, I think the world would be, a happier place. So.
Oh, absolutely. And we love watching you. We love
Thank
watching
you.
you. Juliet Stevenson, thank you very much for
Thank
being with
you.
us.
Zay Zay, lovely
Appreciate
to talk
you.
to you.
The greatest suffering is to feel alone, unwanted, unloved.